Hey there! Let's gently explore something that, well, so many of us struggle with behind the scenes, that deep seated habit of people pleasing. We're going to look at where it comes from, but more importantly, how we can start to find our way back to being our real, authentic selves. Okay, let's get into it. So, I want to start by just asking you straight up, does your social mask ever feel too tight? You know, that version of you that's always agreeable, always helpful. Does it ever feel like it's constraining or kind of suffocating the real you underneath? If that resonates at all, you are absolutely in the right place. And you know what? Let's just be really honest here. It is completely and utterly exhausting. Just running on fumes, your internal battery blinking red, all to make sure that everyone else around you is okay. That is like a heavy, heavy weight to carry. And it makes perfect sense that you feel totally wiped out. All right, so let's start by just giving this experience a name. Think of this first part as the diagnosis. We're just going to look at what this social mask actually is and the real toll it takes on us. So, this mask, and in psychology, we often call it a persona. It is not a character flaw. I really want you to hear that. It's not a sign of weakness. It's actually a very clever, adaptive tool that you developed probably a long time ago to navigate your world and feel like you belong. Okay, so to really get a handle on this mask, we have to go back. We have to look at its origin story. Because this isn't just some bad habit you picked up along the way. No, this is a very old survival tactic, but at one point in your life made perfect sense. See, for so many of us, this whole thing got wired in when we were kids. We learned, maybe without anyone ever saying the words, that love and acceptance felt conditional. They showed up when we were good, when we were helpful, and when we tried to say no, well, maybe that created tension or we felt someone pull away. So over time, our brilliant little minds created a rule. If I just keep meeting everyone else's needs, then I'll be safe and I'll be loved. And that is a conscious thought, right? It's just a deep automated program that's been running in the background ever since. And this right here, this brings us to a huge turning point. That gut wrenching, overwhelming wave of guilt that washes over you when you even think about saying no. I want you to consider, just for a moment, that it might not be what you think it is. So, Sears, I really want you to hear that guilt is not proof that you're a bad person. It's not a moral failing. It's a conditioned habit. It's your nervous system remembering all those old experiences and shooting up a giant flare that screams, "Warning, this is unsafe, don't do it." It's a protective system that has just, well, it's out with its usefulness. And just knowing that, that's the key. That's the turning point where everything can start to shift. It's where we discover that our freedom lies in something so small yet so powerful, the pause. Think about it, right? A request can say that yes can just fly out of your mouth automatically, almost before you even think. But there's a tiny moment, a little space between their question and your answer. And inside that space, that's where your freedom lives. That's where you get to shift from an old reaction to a conscious response. So the big question is, how do we get better at using that space? Well, we need a new set of tools, a gentle toolkit. And the number one rule of this toolkit is that we trade in our old habit of self criticism for a new one: genuine, warm curiosity. And this right here is the biggest mindset shift we're going for. For years, I thought that one question has just stopped doing our tracks. Am I being selfish? Let's just put that question aside and let's pick up a new one, a much more hopeful one. Am I being honest? Honest with myself about what I really feel and what I really have the energy for. Okay, so here's a really simple 3 step practice you can literally start today. First, just get curious. The next time an automatic yes comes out, just wonder about it. Why did I agree so fast? Second, at the end of a day, do a little daily review. Gently, can you spot just one moment where you said yes, but you really felt no? No judgment, okay? Just notice it. And third, this is the magic question. Before you answer a request, ask yourself, what would I choose right now if I wasn't afraid of what they would think? Now, a lot of people get scared when they hear the word boundaries. They think it's all about building walls and pushing people away. But the true goal of this work is the complete opposite. It's about finally allowing people to connect with the real you. I absolutely love this reframe. Boundaries aren't walls, they are not keep out signs, they're bridges. They are a loving, honest way of showing someone, hey, here, this is where I am, this is who I am. Come meet me here. It's an invitation to a real connection. And for a real connection like that to happen, well, it takes a very specific number of people to actually be in the room. And that number, it's two. Yep. It takes two real, authentic people showing up to have one genuine connection. This is so important. The true connection can't happen between one real person and one adaptive mask. Because if you're performing, if you're hiding, then you aren't really there to be connected with. You're keeping yourself safe, yes, but you're also accidentally blocking the very intimacy and connection you want so badly. So, this whole journey is really about a series of powerful, life changing shifts. It's about moving from always asking, do they approve of me, to starting to ask, does this align with me? It's about trading that constant need for external validation for a quiet trust in your own inner knowing. It's about exchanging a life of performing for a life of choosing. And all of that, it all leads to golden, genuine, unshakable self respect. And so I want to leave you with that magic question from our toolkit. Just let it sit with you as you go about your day. Let it be your gentle guide. What would you choose for you if you weren't afraid?